I don't know if you can hear that. Not the motors. The Paladera man. He's in the background. I honestly forgot what that sound felt like. It's like one of my favorite things about New Mexico is the Paladera man that pushes the little ice cream cart like around town, ringing his bell with like the pinwheels and hot sauce and ice cream bars. Yeah, one of the best things about New Mexico. I mean, obviously besides our green chili. That's where I'm from, by the way, if you didn't know that already. Hi guys, so I'm trying to get some better lighting. I think we're just gonna deal with this because I don't exactly want to be directly in the sun right now. It's kind of really hot today. New Mexico is just one of those states that doesn't ever decide whether it wants to, or what season it wants to partake in. So we're just gonna be in the shade and in the light tonight, or today. Yeah, anyway. So today I've mentioned before that I was going to talk about like the simulation theory, and I have like kind of briefly in a lot of my videos, but I don't think that I've really gone over it enough and explained it enough, because it's one of those things that's not really going to be explainable in like one video. And even then, like, even if you had like 6 parts of the video, there's so much to really talk about with the simulation. Because, you know, with that theory, that, you know, the simulation theory is, you know, also that, you know, the world is infinite and the universe is infinite. And with that being said, with the, you know, infinite possibilities, there's clearly a lot to talk about. So, but like basically, just here on, you know, planet Earth, right? This realm that we all are partaking in at the moment, the human experience, like as far as explaining that connection and how it really correlates with like the simulation theory, it really all, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna start working on just making videos inside of my house and just meditating separately from me making videos, because yeah, this park is loud. Anyway, so what I was talking about, as far as like the simulation, like it goes along with like the law of attraction, I think, is the best way to really explain it, like as far as like energy goes. And you can look this up too, like I'll like put it down in the description box, but like, you know, the CIA also puts out these documents that's, you know, as much evidence as you really want for this type of thing. There's, you know, there are resources for it. I mean, seeing is believing, but also there's a lot of truth that, you know, lies in experiences only. Like, you can only see so much and believe in so much, but really to truly believe in something, you really have to experience it. And even then, I mean, trusting in a belief, that can be difficult too. So it's hard to explain, it's hard to conceptualize, even to understand, you know. So, you know, take what resonates and, you know, try to not dwell on it too much, because it can get complex and it's hard to really fathom, and it's not something that's necessary to really completely understand in order to get around in life. But like with the law of attraction, with that being said, like energy, right? So CIA.gov says that we are holograms, we're energy holograms. And with the hologram, you know, holograms being proven, that right there just proves that we're energy. And with that being said, that we are a projection of energy through our mind, through, you know, God consciousness, because, you know, the simulation theory is also that we are God consciousness. We all have a minuscule, tiny little part or puzzle piece that we play in the whole picture, right? Because there's a giant image and we all are just a little tiny piece of that image, and we are collectively consciously connected. And that's why we get like these crazy vivid dreams, these psychic experiences, and just like our overall connection with other people is really profound, and you won't really notice it until you notice it, right? So like, just like, you know, with the law of attraction, the energy, we ourselves flow through time and space, flow through earth, and flow through life, teaching and learning from other people all the time. And it's something that we're subconsciously just not aware of. We just don't pay attention to these types of details until we do. Because there are times when you do notice them, like you're like, oh wow, this vibe I'm feeling, I was right about it. Like, this person actually, you know, was who I thought they were. There's those types of feelings that connect with like the energy vibration. That's like you reading into the grid and what energy is all about. Yeah, I don't know about this noise thing. I'm gonna definitely, you guys are just gonna have to be in a treat, and just, we're gonna have a new backdrop, and it's gonna be my art room, and yeah, that's what we're gonna view from now on, because this is just a little bit too much to deal with these days. Sorry guys, lots of distractions in this video. He's finally done messing with it. Anyway, so I may end up making the rest of this video in my house, which is unfortunate because this park is really nice. I mean, there's things about it. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about with like the energy, and you know, if you kind of at least just take that perspective, like the law of attraction and the way energy flows, and us being holograms, it kind of gives you at least a basic understanding of like what I'm talking about. Like, we all have society is this matrix, right? And there's a hierarchy that has been developed by the elite who control society, the pyramid scheme. If you ever go and look at, like, you know, the dollar bill, it has the pyramid, right? The as above, so below, which, you know, I'm not really like a firm believer in like good and evil. I believe that existence just is, and just, you know, things just are because they are. That, you know, it kind of feels insensitive to say sometimes, but it just really is, and that's just something that we have to be aware of. And with, you know, the as above, so below, going into like Hermeticism and, you know, the 7 principles of alchemy, like, what you really have to understand is in order to reach heaven, which, you know, heaven and paradise are a state of mind, a state of consciousness. It's not necessarily a place. There isn't, I personally, I mean, you take what resonates with you, right? So I personally believe strongly in reincarnation. I don't believe that, you know, we just exist and we just die and then we go to heaven or hell based off of, you know, who we were in this lifespan. I just don't believe in that sort of thing. That's not something. I've seen like way too many crazy visions, way too many other possibilities out there, and just my view in life has a much broader perspective. So, you know, with that being said, we truly have to go through hell, and we have to learn our strengths and discover ourselves and discover our strength through our pain in order to grow as a person and gain a better perspective on life and a bigger perspective on life more than anything, right? So, and like I said, it really sounds insensitive to say, even coming out of my mouth, really, but, you know, it's true. Like, you don't, I mean, look at like, you know, take this for example, like the celebrities, right? Celebrities that are just, you know, or their children more so than anything. The celebrities' children, right? Like, you see them growing up in a life full of, you know, money, luxury, and just all kinds of things that are just easily given to them, easily obtainable for them. And they end up abusing their money, right? That's what you see more than anything, is they end up abusing their money and just end up, you know, going into crazy amounts of debt because they're just not, you know, smart about how they, and it doesn't go for everyone. It doesn't go for all the celebrity children. I'm not saying that, but, you know, they become like partiers, drug abusers, or alcoholics, or, you know, they just don't really have, they're born into a life that was made for, you know, luxury and easy dwelling. And I mean, you can see that from a different perspective if you really want to, and you can see that as, well, they've got it pretty easy, they're, taking stuff for granted or whatever, or hey, it doesn't seem that bad. But you really don't know what somebody's going through, and unless you can pick up on vibes and understand, psychological patterns a lot better. And even then, like, you can't really assume too much about somebody either. But I mean, look at the facts, right? You see them come in the news, you see them do these illegal activities or whatever. It comes from, no discipline, right? I mean, discipline, balance and order, right? Discipline is you have to at least gain. And I'm not even saying like you had to have been beaten by your mom like with a belt or something to have a better, view on life. That's not really what I'm saying either. I'm just saying, like, you need to go through some shit in life to really understand discipline and understand, like, to not take things for granted and have gratitude. I think that's where it comes from more than anything. Like, you gain a lot more through gratitude and understanding the way things just are, rather than trying to, fight it or just, abuse and take advantage of other people and their energy and their money and their time and their space and whatever. So I think I'm kind of rambling right now about energy and stuff. But like, when you can understand that and understand that, the hardships that you go through, the experiences that you go through, no matter how shitty they get, they're here to teach you a lesson and to teach you that, no matter what bullshit you go through, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's so hard to see, and it's so hard to really conceptualize. But you have to have that inner belief 24/7. Okay, that's a little strong. Maybe not 24/7, right? But you really want to have that belief, and you want to have that inner knowing. Because I honestly strongly believe you can have that belief 24/7. It just takes time to develop. It really does. It's hard, and it takes, discipline, self-discipline, and, it takes you going, separating yourself from certain people in your life and things and friends and family. So you really have to consider those types of things too when you're going on this path and this journey of spiritual development and growth. So, like, it's about not victimizing yourself as well. So, like, with the simulation, things are happening 24/7, and we're all here in this time and space to learn and grow spiritually, more than anything, right? And mentally. Spiritualism and mentalism are one and the same, but also somewhat different. But they're really honestly the same. Alchemy, spirituality has so much to do with your brain and your way of thinking that people don't realize. And this is my problem with religion. Problem is a strong word, but my thing with religion is it limits the beliefs. It sets limitations on your own soul and your belief system, that things are not infinite and things are not, possible for you, which it's just damaging to your mind and your psyche, that, that there aren't other things that are possible for you, or even life itself. So I don't know. It's not necessarily that religion is completely wrong, because there are some things to it that are definitely have benefited a lot of people, right? It's just the way you handle it. It's the way you go about it and the way you treat other people more than anything, and the way you treat their beliefs. Because at the end of the day, I have this other video that you can go back and look at. There is so much evidence that every religion goes right back into astrology, right? So with that being said, and us being star seeds, right? We're stardust, right? We're created from stars, right? astrology is a projection of ourselves, and we are a projection of astrology. It has so much to do with our simulation that people don't, like, they take their horoscopes and they take their star signs for granted, but they can teach us so much about ourselves and our journey. So there's some more to this simulation that I wanted to talk about. Let me look at my notes really quick. Okay, so I think I've talked about numerology. I have like an old video on numerology as well. Like, numerology can really kind of be like a place setter, or like a marker book for your spiritual journey and your spiritual path. So, and it can also give you a lot of information about the simulation and the experiences you're going through, and if you're on the right path. I always look for and look towards numerology to tell me and reassure me that I am on the right path and I'm doing the right things at all times. I mean, that, you know, that comes, you know, me saying it right now, that comes from, you know, a state of mind as well. Like, you don't want to ever worry about you being on the right path or not, because what's meant for you will come to you. I'm also this is another thing. Okay, here we go. This is another really, you know, big thing about the simulation, is that whatever is meant for you will come to you. Whatever is meant and what's right for you will show itself. Like, you don't ever have to go out looking. You don't ever want to be searching for something in life, because you just won't ever find it. You'll be searching and searching and searching, and you'll look for it in drugs, you'll look for it in people, you'll look for it in places and things and materialism, and it just won't ever fill that void that you're looking for, right? You'll think that it will with temporary feelings, temporary feelings. I don't know why that sounded so weird. Anyway, but like, you know, so you can fill that void with temporary feelings, but it's not going to really fill that, it's not going to be that fulfillment that you're looking for. When you're looking for something, search within yourself. Meditate, come outside, practice your breathing, connect to source, you know, pray. There's nothing wrong with praying, because that's not my problem. I don't have any problem with religion. You pray, you know? You pray and you speak to God and speak to source and speak to yourself, you know? And you won't always find the answers right away, but they'll come to you when you look for them. But you let that stuff come to you. You come out here and you meditate and you do groundwork and you ground yourself and you chill yourself out and chill your state of mind out, and let those sort of things come to you. You ask for guidance from spirit and get like a tarot reading or something if you are anxious, but try not to be anxious, because things will come to you, things will work out for you. You just have to believe that. So with, you know, the law of attraction, you attract what you are, right? So, you know, I think I had something else to say, but yeah, I think that was basically it with that. So, you know, don't ever like dwell and search for something in life, because what's meant for you will come to you. Like, if you ever feel stressed, or like, you know, you feel like something's pressuring you to do something or to try something, think about that. Dwell on it. Look at the benefits, look at the factors. I mean, don't stress yourself out about it. And you also want to take that view and see what you're actually fearing. Tackle that fear, you know? You don't want fear to ever control you. You don't want fear to keep you from being that YouTuber, being that, you know, content creator, that designer, that artist, or that, you know, gardener, whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let fear or take away your opportunity from you, because that's a vibration that was fed to you from some alternate person, alternate lifespan. Maybe it's like some, like, you know, because we do have like our past life curses. Those do occur, those do happen, and you can look for, you know, a way to cleanse yourself, or you can go and reach out to a shaman to help guide you and find those you know, roadblocks that you may have encountered in your own mind. But really, like, seeing that and acknowledging it at least shows you where that fear comes from. And if you can acknowledge that fear comes from a place that isn't truly you, it's just something that's kind of like attached to you, then you can work with it and you can figure out, is this fear rational? Am I just being fearful of an opportunity, and am I being fearful of taking risk? Because that's wrong. You don't want to ever do that. You don't ever want to be fearful of taking risk, but you also want to be smart about stuff, because you don't want to just blow all your money and have, on something that might not really be beneficial for you, because things will come to you. The things that are meant for you will come to you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do the things that you want to do either, so don't take this the wrong way. But weigh out your options. Think about it consciously, but don't let your brain weigh out too many factors where you're just holding on to all those fears. You have to acknowledge what's a fear and what's you being rational about stuff, because there's rationalism, maybe not in fear. I don't know. I'm still up for debate on that one. But you have to just weigh stuff out sometimes. You can't just completely jump forward into somebody or a relationship or situation. But if you're unsure about something, right? Acknowledge it for what it is, acknowledge the fear, and ask your ancestors, ask your spirit, ask your friends for guidance, but also don't let those type of things limit you either. Don't let somebody else's beliefs limit your beliefs. That's the other thing you have to take into consideration, is some people are just closed-minded. They're very closed-minded, and there's not really a whole lot you can do with their algorithm, right? Because their algorithm is just stuck in the matrix. It just happens. It's just a part of life. There's an old earth and a new earth, and they're kind of formed together at this moment. So we have to really acknowledge and respect that, because we can't really change the mind of other people. They have free will, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding, but seriously. But, so you can't just, you can't just force somebody to believe you or believe something. So, that's why I say take what resonates with you. Don't just listen to me and take everything I have into consideration. Take what resonates with your soul and your guidance, and let yourself be the determining factor in what you want to believe in, because at the end of the day, that's the biggest gift you were ever given by God. And aside from life itself, you were given the gift of free will, your freedom of choice, your freedom of love, your freedom of beliefs. It's a part of the experience, the human experience, is to believe in what you yourself resonate with. So, I think I might leave it on that one just for the part 1 video, just because I feel like I've rambled quite a bit and we've had enough distractions. I will have some more parts to this. I might make this like a 7-part series, just because I like the number 7. It's my lucky number, and it's just like the number of the universe. It's my number of the universe. It's my universe number, anyway. So I'm gonna leave it here. There will be a part 2, part 3, all this in the future. I'm gonna be making these in the future. But if you guys have any particular questions about the simulation and stuff, comment, subscribe, obviously, if this video resonated with you, but also leave some comments down below if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments section, because I do video requests. So if you have any particular questions, anything specific that you want to ask, obviously I am me. I don't have all the answers. Don't ever trust anybody that says they do. But I can do video requests. If you guys have any questions, I can go over stuff. I can do some research even, and we can just discuss it. Because I will eventually have a podcast, that will take some time, because I am working on my Etsy store as well. So I can, start making things, making more content, and start, making some money doing this stuff. So when I start doing that, I am going to eventually soon be developing a podcast where we will be able to answer these sorts of questions. We'll have different various topics about conspiracies, theories, space, 5D, aliens, angels, all that sort of stuff. Whatever, like all that otherworldly random shit we're gonna talk about. And we're gonna talk about magic too, so obviously it's gonna get weird. So, keep in tune for that. If you guys have any content that you do want to see, just let me know. You can message me if you don't feel comfortable commenting. Message me and ask me as well. I do appreciate the comments though. But yeah, we'll talk about it and we'll make some more content in the future. But yeah, stay tuned for more simulation theory talk too. So obviously I talk about the simulation in other types of videos, but this specifically will be directly related to simulation theory. I'm actually going to make a folder specifically for it too, so you guys will be able to easily access this information. With that being said, I'm done rambling. You guys enjoy this beautiful day, because it's beautiful here. If it's not beautiful where you are, find the beauty. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Peace.